Here's Alidar. He's moving too, and Alidar comes like a shot into third.
Fusaichi Pegasus will roll into Kentucky as the favorite in the Derby.
And here it is. The 37-year wait is over. American Pharoah is finally the one.
Well, 1976 might have been my favorite Wood Memorial, but I have a feeling 1985 was your favorite.
By far and away, 85 was my favorite. You know, growing up as a kid, coming to Aqueduct, I would look at all the Wood Memorial win pictures on the wall on the third floor. And when I got to win the Wood Memorial in 85, it actually hit me on the way in the winner's circle that I was going to be on that wall, and I was only 21 years old at the time.
That's pretty cool. Now, I can remember winning. I didn't actually know you yet, but I can remember watching that race on the first floor, the main floor at Aqueduct, actually. I've seen pretty much all of these Wood Memorials, and I remember you going to the lead with Eternal Prince, but he was running against a very good field. I mean, you've got Proud Truth, who not only did he win the Breeders' Cup Classic at Aqueduct, he won his next two starts at Aqueduct, the Discovery and the Breeders' Cup Classic, trained by Veach. I got a good story on Roman Rule as the race gets rolling along. Cutlass Reality, Pancho Villa. This was a very good field. My question to you is, and we're going to see the race shortly, did you think that Cordero would rate Pancho Villa?
Well, I knew that I wasn't going to rate. I knew that I was going to the lead. My biggest concern was that our horse, we had to work him around the first turn a few times because he had a tendency to run out. And when I got into the first turn by myself and he didn't try to get out with me, I knew we were going to be tough. I was a little surprised I didn't get a little more pressure early.
I agree. As you'll see as we watch the race, Cordero breaks outside of you, and he actually kind of lets you go. I mean, he asks a little bit, but you almost wonder, Pancho Villa didn't get right into the bit at this point, and you've got such a good controlling position that even when Cordero comes at you, you've pretty much got him held at bay.
Well, and the other thing is I didn't want to wait till he got on top of me. I allowed my horse to kind of go on down the backstretch because the first quarter for a horse this fast at 24-2 basically allowed me to let him start marching earlier.
Well, I mean, the second and third quarters were both 23 and change. You went the next two fractions actually in 47-1, so it's not as though you were going that slowly, and you're putting some separation. On the rail in fourth right now is Proud Truth, who runs second. Roman Rule is moving into third. Now, Roman Rule was an Angel Penna Jr. horse. They gave him a race in his debut at Belmont in July to set him up for Saratoga, I guess. You might not remember this, but he's running at Saratoga, and this was the day of mutual fields. And people can look this up. They put him in the mutual field. There was a Jack Ludwig first-time starter that was like a tip-on. There was some other live horse, and he paid $9.40 winning his second start instead of getting $20. But Roman Rule was a pretty good horse and a good stakes competitor. Proud Truth was a monster.
Oh, he was a monster, and he kicks it into gear here. He gets a good trip, but at this point, I'm allowing my horse to march on. I never liked waiting on everybody to get to me. I like to go on and kind of stamp the race, and I felt really good about things right here. Now, I do get a little excited and probably rode him a little harder than I needed to, but I was a kid, and this was the Wood Memorial at the track I grew up, coming to as a kid.
You want to, you're supposed to ride him hard in big races, and that's the important thing. And you had ridden him to a victory, I believe, in the Gotham.
Yep.
He had lost to Pancho Villa in the Bayshore.
He got outrun in the Bayshore by Pancho Villa, and he wasn't any good unless he made the lead. And then, of course, in the Derby, he got left, which I got a lot of flack for, which was honestly unwarranted. But he kind of did it well. I mean, he went through the wire with his ears up, and I look pretty good for a young guy.
No, you could ride back. This was the old days when you actually could ride. before you got old. Before you got old and things fell apart. It is pretty cool. Now, this was your only Wood Memorial win. That's sort of amazing, actually.
Yeah, it was second and third in a bunch of other times, but got this one. Figured I'd win, 4 or 5 others after that,
Well, you had the kind of career that you could have won them, and sometimes it's just a question of luck. Proud Truth running second. Proud Truth ran about 4th or 5th in the Derby, didn't run in the Preakness, won our Peter Pan, but came out of that race with a condylar fracture and didn't come back until the fall. But that was quite a field. He was a good horse for trainer Butch Lenzini.
He was a really good horse. Unfortunately, he never won another race. And interesting, you talk about Roman Rule. The Monday before the Derby, Jacinto Vasquez and I finished riding here, and we got in a plane and we flew down there to work our Derby horses Tuesday. And his horse worked actually really good, and we wound up as an entry because it was some sort of common ownership. And Eternal Prince worked horribly, and then he ran horribly, but of course I got the blame.
Well, jockeys always get the blame, but it's nice to see Richie win a Wood Memorial, and that was a very memorable Wood Memorial.